In this lesson, I'm going to be talking about how to create custom menus in WordPress. And specifically, we're going to be looking at what can menus be used for, and then I'm going to show you actually an example of creating a new custom menu. So first thing, what can menus be used for? And generally, we can think of it as a way to organize our website. So we'll have a lot of different content on our website organized into different categories, into the posts and pages. So it's a good way to organize the different content on our actual website. And generally, we think of it as menus are going to show up in your sidebar, in your header, or in your footer, are generally going to be the places where we're going to see them, but they can definitely show up in a lot more places. So now I'm actually going to show you how to create custom menus, and I went back and reverted back to our original theme because I think that it's a lot easier to kind of see how these custom menus can be utilized. All we're going to do is log back into the back end of our WordPress website and go into Appearance and Menus. And so what I'm going to do is show you actually how to change that top header menu. So we're just going to name our menu header, and we're going to create menu. And just a word of reference is that not every theme is going to have these specific options. And so we're going to have a couple of different options that we can select from to actually add in to our menu. So we can add different pages, we can add different links, and we can add different categories. So for this, all we're going to do is add in our main pages because it's going to be the header menu. So generally, you're going to think of maybe the About page, a blog, or a contact page. And just to kind of teach you how to do this, we're just going to add those two to the menu. And all we're going to do now is specify where in the theme do we want this menu item to show up. And so we can put it either in the top menu item space or just in the left sidebar. So for us, we're going to put it into the top menu, and we're just going to click Save. So when we refresh our website, we'll see that we have successfully changed this top menu item, which is the About and the Blog. That's the two pages that we put into that top menu. And just to see what it looks like, let's add this secondary menu in left sidebar. And when we refresh our website, we'll see that the two menu items are going to be in the left right here. So there's a couple different things that we can do to actually change our menu items. One being, well, what if you wanted to change what this actually said? So it was an About page. What if you want to just add the About Us? And so that's going to be under navigation label. And so we'll just save that. And let's say we also don't want a secondary menu in the left sidebar. We're going to add a new menu as well. So we're just going to save that. And in order to actually create the secondary menu, we can just click Create a New Menu. And for this, we're going to call this the sidebar, and we're going to create that. So for this menu, what we're going to do is display the different categories. And so there's a number of different ways that we can actually do that simply with widgets, but I want to show you how to actually do that with a menu item. So what we're going to do is select a couple different of our categories, and we're just going to add that to the menu. And simply we're just going to click on secondary menu in left sidebar, and we're going to save that. So we'll see that when we refresh our website, we have now changed our left sidebar, and we also changed that About to About Us. So we just changed the text for that. So the next thing that we can do is actually add external links. And these can either be links directly onto your website, or they can be links out of your website. So let's say we had some type of sample link that we wanted. All we would do is enter in the URL and the link text and add that to the menu. So in this confirmation, our menu item will just show up at the end of all these other menu items, right? It'll show up right after the category. But let's say now we want it to be like a drop-down menu. All we would do is drag it and drop it over. And so another way that we can do it is actually have tertiary and quaternary menu items, and we can just drag it over like that, right? But let's say we just want a singular sub item, a singular drop down menu. We're just going to save that and see how that looks. So when we refresh our website, we're going to see this additional triangle, which will show our new test link, right? And we can easily add a bunch of different menu items that branch out from that original parent category tag, but we can just leave it as one for now. Now this option down here, the secondary menu in left sidebar, is actually very specific to this theme. Right? So what if you wanted to add your menu item to the sidebar, but you didn't have this option of having that secondary menu in left sidebar? You only had the top primary menu. How do we go about doing that? So what we're going to do is go into widgets. And remember I said before, we had this custom menu widget. And I told you that we were only going to talk about it once we learned how to actually create a custom menu. So what we're going to do here is just drag it and drop it in the custom menu. and we're just going to title it whatever you want. For example, if it was a categories. And so now we can just select from the different menus that we actually have created. And we only created 2, so we're just going to select the sidebar and click Save. So when we refresh our website, we'll see that the category widget is going to be right there. And it looks a little bit different from the one on our left, but that's going to be highly dependent on the actual theme that you selected.